HarperCollins and HarperAudio present The Revivalists, a novel, by Christopher M. Hood, performed by Gary Bennett. I long, I pine all my days, to travel home and see the dawn of my return. And if a god will wreck me yet again on the wine-dark sea, I can bear that too, with a spirit tempered to endure. The Odyssey. Chapter 1. Dad, it's me. Hannah. It was Hannah. Hannah's voice, except it sounded wrong, cottony, no audible eye roll, as talking to me so often inspired. Her words collapsed at the end, the me a whisper, as though we were talking on the telephone, as though she were holding the phone up with her shoulder as she reached for the tea on a high shelf, and the squeal of my ham radio was the kettle on her stove. Hannah, what's wrong? Her breath was so loud I could hear it, even through a continent's worth of crackling space. I could hear my heart, too, thrashing in my chest. Hannah, what's wrong? I turned toward the stairs. Pen, it's Hannah! Nothing's wrong. I wanted to ask if she was high, but she was 3,000 miles away, and her voice could disappear at any moment. She could stop transmitting and fly away. Any time we managed to connect over the radio, it felt so tenuous, a single strand of spider thread reaching across the country. And if I spooked her? Where are you? Penelope was thundering down the stairs, and I couldn't hear what Hannah said. What? Where are you? I'm still in Bishop, she repeated. Penelope was next to me now, her head pressed to mine, temple to temple, both of us straining to hear. Tell me you're okay, she said. Baby, talk to me. You're both there. We're here, we said in unison. You don't have to worry about me anymore. Her voice picked up speed, with the rhythmic cadence of someone reading aloud. I found the answers, and it's brought me peace. This sacrament requires sacrifice. She stumbled over sacrifice, her tongue thick, and Penelope burst in. No, no, no. Baby, you aren't doing this. She kept droning on. My previous life must be thrown on the fire. I am baptized anew. Don't you dare. Penelope had a grip on my forearm, her fingers tightening hard enough to hurt. I ask you to respect my choice. I felt like I could hear someone else in the background, a murmur saying the words just ahead of her. Who's that? I said. What's going on? Because it is done, she finished. There was a pause, and we all sat in silence for a moment. Then Hannah said, I love you guys, in a little mouse squeak, and a man's voice said, That's enough. And the voices disappeared, and the static surged, the alien whines and breathy crackling I listened to all day in the kitchen, hoping that what had just happened would happen, that Hannah would use again the radio frequency we'd shared with her before the phones died. I just never thought that she would use it to recite the terrible revival pablum intended to cut us out of her life for good. Hannah? Hannah! Penelope was shouting into the handset. I stood in the kitchen, empty-handed, my mouth hanging open. It was hopeless. There was nothing we could do. We could call into the void. We could send our voices to California and beyond. There could be someone on a sailboat in the Pacific listening to us, laughing at the panic in our voices. But none of it mattered if she wasn't listening. Penelope tried a new frequency, though it was useless, and another after that, finally just spinning the dial and dropping the handset. I was standing behind her, dumb, the kitchen tile cold under my bare feet. Her head fell, her palms flat on the countertop. I am baptized anew? She asked, not looking at me, but at the radio, staring back at her implacably. Jesus, what the fuck is that? And they gave her something. You know they did. Did you hear her voice? It sounded like she was underwater. It was late evening in the early fall. The leaves on the Japanese maple in the front yard were still green, not yet a bloody red, and the sun was coming through the front windows behind Penelope.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?